What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Happy Sunday, and welcome back to another reaction video with your favorite dark skinned friend with a beard, Unity. Today, man, we are going to be doing a video on Empire Star. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with the show Empire that had Taraji P. Henson. What's that light skinned nigga named Terrence Howard, the one that was lying about getting beat up by the one gay guy. What's his name? Forgot. It's a bunch of people on that show. But anyways, Bryshere Gray, he was Lucius Lyon's pride and joy in the show. So what do you call him? Anyway, he disappeared out of nowhere. He was on top of the game, and then out of nowhere he just disappeared. And so a lot of people were saying that some things happened where he was put in compromising situations, we will say, with some of our top Hollywood stars, including Will Smith. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna dive into this video, see what the hell happened to Bryshere. Y'all make sure that y'all don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the new streams. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing popping. Let me share the screen. Let's go ahead and switch that out. So that way, yep. Y'all give me 2 seconds. Let me go take my dog in the house. You want to go to the house? All right, I'm back. Yeah. The little baby was being all impatient. Okay, let's make sure that this is on mute. We don't want no echo. Got to check, make sure our lives are both here. Let's check the YouTube live. Channel. Appreciate all the new subscribers, man. Y'all done took me up to 208 subscribers so far. That might not be a lot to a lot of people, but to me, that is great right now. So let's keep sharing the pages, enjoying the content. All right, let's see. Yep, we are live on YouTube. All right, let me check the Twitch feed real quick. Make sure everybody on Twitch is in here, just chatting. Yep, here we go. That's what I want to see. And we are live on Twitch as well. Hell yeah. At Unity on Twitch, at Unitizzle on YouTube. Make sure y'all put y'all W's in the chat or make a comment so that way I know who's in here and we can go ahead and discuss some topics together. You know what I mean? Put this here, W's in the chat. Put this one over here. W's in the chat. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping. Turn this up. And
I guess when you're a celebrity or if you're a person of public interest, you gotta be super careful on, I guess, being you.
They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Bryshere Gray.
Yeah. Jaguar, right?
That house screaming.
Felt like I could walk down the street and I could be like, this person is doing this, like making signs or doing this to me.
Bryshere Gray finally revealed why he disappeared from the industry overnight.
Y'all remember who this is now? Can y'all tell who I was talking about? That was Hakeem Lion. He was the rapper. The other one was Jamal. He was the singer and gay guy on the show. But yeah, Bryshere Gray, that's him. He just disappeared out of nowhere.
The Empire star's own words exposed the horrific truth about what Will Smith and other powerful men do to rising young actors.
But I wake up to and I'm like, man, literally like every day is something else, something new. Like, bro, give it a rest.
You went wrongfully terminated at work. You have the right to fight back. An experienced employment lawyer can mean the difference between getting the compensation you deserve.
Like, bro, give it a rest.
He went from television's hottest breakthrough to complete destruction after one fatal decision. When he refused to stay silent about the Hollywood turned him into an example.
At this point, I'm asking you, I need your ID. She's alleging that you're the one. This is the reason why we came over here. I give you my ID. We're going to identify who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Now the real story can finally be told about how they systematically destroy anyone who threatens their secrets. So let's get into it. Bryshere Gray entered the world on November 28, 1993, in West Philadelphia, born into circumstances that would shape his drive for something better. His mother, Andrea Mayberry, was just a teenager when she gave birth to him, left to raise two children alone after his father abandoned the family.
This ain't the first time that I've heard hella allegations when it comes to Will Smith. I've seen my own stuff back in the day with him and another artist. Woo. Anyways, yeah, it's just sad, man, because these kids get into the game thinking that these are people that they can trust and that these are people that are going to help them, when in all fact they're really just preying on them and being predators. It's crazy.
The challenges began immediately and never seemed to stop. At age 5, Bryshere was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, adding another layer of complexity to his already difficult upbringing.
He's 4 or 5 years old. It's kind of hard to diagnose a child with ADHD. So when he became 5, the school system, they had a lot of issues, behavior issues with him, and they said, well, he may need to be evaluated. So I had to open.
His mother worked multiple jobs in the medical field, often leaving before dawn and returning late at night, desperately trying to keep their small family afloat financially. Despite her exhaustion, Andrea made sure her children stayed off the dangerous streets of West Philadelphia by taking them to their grandmother, Alberta Furson's house each morning. The family lived in subsidized housing, struggling with basic necessities that most people take for granted. Andrea relied heavily on credit cards to buy food, often unable to pay the mortgage or utility bills. The stress of single motherhood, financial instability, and raising a child with ADHD took its toll on everyone in the household. But
how many of y'all have dealt with a child that has ADHD? And does it take a lot of patience to be able to care and nurture for them? Or do people just be, putting making a big deal about something that they just don't have the patience for? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have ADHD, but I be feeling like my brain be moving hella fast and there's always stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I always got to be doing something, but I don't feel like that's ADHD. I just feel like I'm focused. Feel me?
Bryshere refused to let his circumstances define his future. Even as a young child, he was drawn to music and performance, finding solace in hip-hop culture and dreaming of something beyond the poverty that surrounded him. Music became his escape from the chaos at home and the violence that plagued his neighborhood. His mother's situation became even more desperate when she found herself trapped in a relationship with Bryshere's father. The domestic violence that occurred in their home traumatized young Bryshere, teaching him early lessons about power, control.
I don't mean to keep stopping it, man, but see, even just looking at this little clip right here, man, I used to love watching this show. Like, it was a great show. You know what I mean? Father went to jail, came back out, started a record company. He was one of the hottest rappers for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Now he brought his family into the business, blah, blah, blah. They trying to keep the empire going. It's a great storyline. If you ain't never seen it, go check it out.
and the vulnerability of those who couldn't protect themselves. Despite these overwhelming challenges, Andrea Mayberry was determined to pull the potential out of her son. She recognized his intelligence and creativity beneath the ADHD symptoms and behavioral issues that made school difficult. Her unwavering belief in Brysher's abilities would prove crucial as he began channeling his energy into music rather than the streets that claimed so many other young men in his neighborhood.
What made me question it was when I would tell him to do things, he wouldn't do it. And when the school was also say, well, he's getting up out of his seat, he's walking out the classroom.
These early experiences,
that ain't ADHD. He was just a badass little kid.
Abandonment, financial desperation, domestic violence, and feeling different because of his ADHD created a young man who was hungry for success, but also vulnerable to manipulation by anyone who offered him the opportunities his circumstances had denied him. This combination would make him particularly susceptible to who recognized his talent and his desperation to escape his past. As Bryshere entered his teenage years, his determination to change his family's circumstances intensified. While his peers were focused on typical adolescent concerns, he was already thinking like a businessman, understanding that music could be his ticket out of West Philadelphia's poverty and violence. At 16, Bryshere began performing as a street musician, setting up on busy corners and outside popular venues to showcase his rap skills under the name Yaz the Greatest. These weren't casual performances for fun. They were calculated attempts to build an audience and generate...
Yaz the Greatest.
What you told me about that gives everyone a
honestly, I think that name was what?
Why are you filming me?
That's
Fun. They were calculated attempts to build an audience and generate income for his struggling family. He studied the crowds, learned what songs got the best reactions, and gradually developed the stage presence that would later captivate television audiences.
There we go.
Right, so there's like this, insane youthful energy.
To supplement his street performances, Bryshere took a part-time job at Pizza Hut, working long shifts to help his mother pay bills.
There we go. We line back up.
But even during work hours, his mind remained focused on music. He would write lyrics during breaks, practice rhymes while preparing food, and constantly brainstorm ways to invest his small paychecks into his artistic career. When Bryshere received...
That's a real artist right there. I'm trying to tell you. A lot of these people, they be getting silver spoon, man, and they just got people that just give it to them. Whenever you go and you put your mind to, and you actually go get a job, and you take your paychecks to invest into what your dream is, that's when you know you're serious about it. That's why, like even with my clothing company, you feel me? This is one of my shirts right here too. See the ADED? It's not printed. That's actual embroidery. Quick little hit, but you feel me? Like every check I get from this IHSS stuff, a lot of it goes straight towards my business because I'm just trying to make sure that everything is on the up and up. And so when people start actually, paying attention and grabbing, everything is lined up and ready to go. And I ain't got to worry about nothing but repping the brand at its highest. You know what I mean? But you got to invest in yourself before you think anybody else going to invest in you, because I'd be silly to think that, people actually do mess with you. It'll happen. It's usually the strangers that support you before your own family and friends. So it's crazy.
His first paycheck from Pizza Hut, he made a decision that revealed his commitment to his dreams over immediate comfort. Instead of buying clothes, games, or anything for himself, he invested the money in producing his first music video.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't just spending. It was a strategic investment in his brand and future. The dedication came at a cost. Bryshere was eventually fired from Pizza Hut for writing music during work hours. But instead of viewing this as a setback, he saw it as liberation. With no job to distract him, he could devote himself entirely to music production and promotion. His promotional strategy was relentless and modern for its time. Bryshere launched a constant social media campaign.
Hold on. I'm going to take this back just a little bit. See that guy right there? in the background. This is how I know that this might have some validity to it, because this is the same guy right here, this big black dude that they got in the background with holding the camera of the phone. He actually is suing Jada Pinkett right now, and he's very involved as far as like, and he was in that circle with Will Smith and them. So the fact that I just seen this little fat guy in the background, poor Bryshere, I think, oh man, y'all think Will got them cheeks? Nah, man. Damn it, Will.
On Facebook, posting new content throughout the day and night, engaging with potential fans, and building buzz around his performances. He understood intuitively that success in hip-hop required not just talent, but also hustle and visibility. By 2013, his persistence began paying off. Bryshere earned spots performing at major Philadelphia music festivals, including Jay-Z's Made in America Festival, the Roots Picnic Festival, and Power 99.
Hold on. These commercials is ruthless. I'm gonna have to end up buying what do you call that? Buy a subscription so we ain't got no ads.
FM's Powerhouse Concert. These performances allowed him to open for established rappers like Fabulous and 2 Chainz, giving him credibility and exposure in the hip-hop community. His debut single, Respect, was released the same year, marking his transition from street performer to recording artist.
You never know when I be popping up like I'm toast mine, playing tricks, you thinking you see it.
But even as his music career gained momentum, Bryshere was about to encounter opportunities and people that would change his trajectory completely. The phone call that would change Bryshere Gray's life forever came through Charlie Mack, a respected talent manager with deep connections throughout the entertainment industry. Mack had been watching Bryshere's rise in Philadelphia's hip-hop scene and saw something special, a young man with raw talent, undeniable charisma, and the hunger necessary to succeed in Hollywood. In 2015, Mack arranged for Bryshere to audition for a new...
Like I said, y'all go check out this show. If you've never seen an episode of Empire, go check it out and judge for yourself. But this guy was a very integral part of the show and was very good as the son. You know what I'm saying? He was a little brat too, but I liked it.
Fox television series called Empire, created by Lee Daniels and Danny Strong. The show centered around a hip-hop music and entertainment company, requiring actors who could authentically portray the culture and perform the music. For Bryshere, this was the perfect marriage of his acting ambitions and musical background. The audition process was unlike anything Bryshere had experienced. After his initial video audition impressed...
Oh, I just want to say what's up to the chat real quick. What's cracking locking? Go ahead and pin that real quick. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the Twitch and on the YouTube. Get out here. Put your W's in the chat. Put your W's in the chat. Let's get it back. Let's get it back popping. Trying to charge my other phone up. Oh, there we go.
The creators, he was flown to Los Angeles for a second audition with the show's stars, Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson. Walking into that room, Bryshere later admitted he was blown away because he had expected only the director to be present.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Like, I walked into the audition room, and I didn't know. I thought it was just supposed to be me, and I see Terrence and Taraji like this.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, so y'all want me to do that? What she just did?
Right.
But I did it. Terrence pulled me to the side and was like, look, you got this. You're Hakeem. You need a home.
When he was cast as Hakeem...
I just want to read some of these comments over here real quick. They say, the truth is out. I pray that Bryshere will find the strength to fight against all who hurt him. Whatever it takes to defeat them, grind them into the dirt so they can never do this type of ish ever. I feel that. And Louisiana lady She says, so horrible because he's such a terrific talent. And Jada need to go to prison for sexual assault. See? There's a lot of controversy behind Jada and Will Smith right now, man. We all thought that these people were like the perfect couples and like were the examples of what we need to be in order to be successful and be happy in life. And come to find out, all of them are miserable as hell. All of them got stuff that they dealing with on the inside that is just ugly, and they've been doing it to other people for years and years and years, and now it's starting to come out. So it is what it is. Yes, thank you, God. He derived that the monsters that all need to pay for this young man's needs justice. They can't write. They put him in female wear. I mean, that's Hollywood. They always trying to put somebody in a dress or some women's clothing. It is what it is. I absolutely adore this young man, and I sincerely pray to God that he helps him. My heart is broken. He actually shares a birthday with my nephew. What does that have to do with anything? Okay, I'm done with these comments. Let's get back to this.
In Lion, the youngest son of the Lion family dynasty, Bryshere's life transformed overnight. Empire became a cultural phenomenon, drawing millions of viewers and making household names of its entire cast. Bryshere's portrayal of the ambitious, talented, but immature Hakeem resonated with audiences and critics alike. But with success came new relationships that would prove far more complicated than any role he'd ever played. Charlie Mack, recognizing the importance of mentorship for young talent, introduced Bryshere to some of his most powerful connections in the industry. These introductions were positioned as career opportunities, chances to learn.
Hold on. Commercial. What y'all think so far, man? Starting to get a little. About to start getting more information. They're starting to introduce some of the power players. We're gonna see what the hell happened.
Earned from established figures who could guide his transition from Philadelphia street performer to Hollywood star. The most significant of these introductions were to Will Smith and Sean Diddy Combs,
of course,
two men who represented the pinnacle of success for Black entertainers.
It's always Diddy. Diddy ain't even around right now. That fool was in jail. His name's still gonna come up. Crazy. Will Smith, though, that one hurt.
Smith was the crossover king who had conquered music, television, and film, while Diddy was the ultimate hip-hop mogul who had built an empire spanning music, fashion, and media. For a young man from West Philadelphia who had grown up idolizing these figures, meeting them felt like validation that he had truly made it. When they offered mentorship and guidance, Bryshere saw it as the opportunity of a lifetime. He couldn't have known that these relationships, which appeared to be the answer to his dreams, would eventually become his nightmare.
Right.
The stage was set for what would become one of Hollywood's most disturbing stories of exploitation and manipulation. What began as career mentorship quickly transformed into something far more sinister.
Predators,
according to allegations that would surface years later, Will Smith and Sean Diddy Combs didn't see Bryshere Gray as just another talented young actor to guide. They saw him as a vulnerable target for exploitation.
Yeah, they were trying to clap them cheeks.
And calculated. Both men leveraged their legendary status and industry connection.
The more these pictures start to come out from back in the day, the more suspect these cats all look. You feel me? They look like they just came from having some fun.
To create a sense of dependency and gratitude in Bryshere, they positioned themselves as father figures and career guardians, people who genuinely cared about his success and wanted to help him navigate the complexities of fame. Will Smith, with his clean image and reputation as a family man, appeared to be the perfect mentor. He had successfully transitioned from rap to television to blockbuster films, representing everything Bryshere hoped to achieve. When Smith offered guidance and opened doors, it felt like a dream come true for the young man from Philadelphia who had grown up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Diddy's approach was different, but equally effective. As a hip-hop mogul who had built Bad Boy Records into an empire, he represented the business side of the industry that Bryshere needed to understand. When Diddy offered to help with his music career and introduce him to industry insiders, it seemed like...
That's when Bryshere should have ran. Look at Diddy's track record. Mace, gone. Biggie, dead. Craig Mack, dead. Black Rob, whoa, dead. Who else? Heavy D and them, gone. Like everybody that even works with Diddy, they either die or their career just go in the damn dump when he done with you. So I don't know why his mama or anybody else trusted that Diddy could be the one that will be able to help him. And yeah, what's crazy is it's not that they can't help them, but they can't help them without violating. Why you gotta violate the little man? Why you gotta violate the dude in order for him to be able to make it to the next level? That is that bullish.
Like the logical next step in his development as a dual threat entertainer. But according to sources close to the situation, these mentoring relationships soon crossed lines that no professional relationship should cross. The alleged exploitation involved what would later be described in court documents related to Diddy's other case.
Look at Jay-Z talking about they ain't friends. Jay-Z swear up and down that he is not friends with Puff Daddy, but look how happy he was when he pulled up. Look how happy he was when Sean, which is the one that he said the only person that can call him Sean is Jay-Z. I'm just saying, he about to fall into some stuff coming up soon too.
As freak-off sessions, manipulative encounters designed to exert control and dominance over vulnerable individuals. Jaguar Wright, a singer who has been vocal about industry, claimed in multiple interviews that young men had left their house screaming to get away from them.
Check out these thermal winter
crazy
vest. This winter, keep your hands warm with these windproof.
Jaguar Wright, she always got something to say.
These are
had left their house screaming to get away from them and their mentorship. The psychological impact on Bryshere was devastating. Here was a young man who had fought his way out of poverty and achieved his dreams, only to discover that the very people he trusted most were exploiting his vulnerability and desperation for success.
So they basically took him under the wing so that they can exploit him at the freak-offs. You heard that.
It's created a toxic dynamic.
They got that fat dude right there
Bryshere
too.
Felt trapped, speaking out
sitting there watching over him,
he had
quote
worked so
unquote.
hard to build. But remaining silent meant continuing to endure treatment that was destroying him emotionally and psychologically. This impossible situation would eventually lead to the unraveling of everything he had worked to achieve. One moment would come to symbolize Bryshere Gray's complete surrender to Hollywood's demands, though few understood its significance at the time. His appearance on Lip Sync Battle, where he performed Taylor Swift's "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together," seemed like harmless entertainment to most viewers. But according to industry insiders...
Hold on. Why they got my dog in the dress like that? And that's the industry, man. They always trying to break us down and make us put a dress on. I didn't even see this. I didn't even know that this happened. Wow. I'm talking about they got this nigga in the Little Kim wig with the freaking, what is that? The Annie? Is that the Annie? The Annie outfit? Tomorrow. And look how everybody in the back is just laughing because this is basically his ritual that they making him do. That is crazy, bro. I never saw this. I never knew they put my dog in a dress, but they did. Diddy and them is crazy.
It represented something far more troubling.
I remember when we broke up.
Cat Williams, who has been outspoken about industry exploitation, later suggested that this performance was a pivotal moment in Bryshere's psychological breakdown. The image of a young black man from Philadelphia, who had built his reputation on authentic hip-hop culture, performing a pop song typically associated with young white women, represented what Williams saw as complete emasculation. For Bryshere, the performance may have represented the final straw in a series of humiliations designed to break down his resistance and sense of self. According to allegations that would later surface, he had already been subjected to exploitation by his mentors, and now he was being forced to publicly display his willingness to do anything for fame and approval. The psychological toll was becoming impossible to hide. Friends and colleagues noticed changes in Bryshere's behavior and demeanor. The confident, charismatic young man who had charmed audiences as Hakeem Lyon was being replaced by someone who seemed increasingly erratic and desperate. Behind the scenes, Bryshere was allegedly threatening to expose what had been done to him. According to Jaguar Wright and other industry sources, this led to a coordinated effort by powerful figures to discredit him and destroy his career before he could speak out.
Damn, bro. And that's messed up. Like I said, man, these people go in here with the intent of thinking that they're going to change their life, and they come into the industry and just try to give their best. And there's always somebody with an underhanded plan to destroy you if you don't cooperate with what they want you to do. Hence, putting him in that dress over here running around looking like Taylor Swift. That's I never saw that. That's crazy.
I guess when you're a celebrity or if you're a person of public interest, you gotta be super careful on, I guess, being you.
The blackballing process was swift and thorough. After Empire ended in 2020, Bryshere found himself unable to secure significant acting roles despite his talent.
That looked crazy
and
right
the
there.
show's massive success. His music career, which should have benefited from his television fame, also stalled inexplicably. Industry insiders suggest that the combination of threatened exposure and systematic career destruction triggered a mental health crisis in Bryshere. He was reportedly diagnosed with bipolar disorder, adding to his existing ADHD challenges.
And that's what they do when they can't control you. Then they start putting more titles on you. Now he went from having just being ADHD to now he's bipolar because he can't figure out who the hell he is right now because y'all are convincing him to be something else. Like, this shit is crazy to me. Leave that.
Creating a perfect storm of psychological instability. The young man who had once been Hollywood's rising star was rapidly becoming a cautionary tale about what happens to those who threaten to expose the industry's darkest secrets. His descent from fame to obscurity wasn't accidental.
No, that shit
was
allegedly
allegedly orchestrated by the very people who had once promised to help him succeed. The question remained, would Bryshere find the strength to fight back? Or would he become another casualty of an industry that destroys those who refuse to stay silent? As Bryshere Gray's mental health deteriorated and his career opportunities disappeared, his personal life began unraveling in very public ways. The pattern of legal troubles that followed seemed almost designed to destroy any credibility he might have if he ever decided to speak out about his alleged. The first signs of trouble appeared in June 2019 when...
Damn. I'm not trying to laugh at my dog, but that nigga looking rough right there, though. He got that. He got that good Puerto Rican hair, right? Just keep going.
Bryshere was arrested in Chicago during a routine traffic stop. Police discovered that he was driving with mismatched license plates and registration, operating without a valid license or insurance. For someone who had recently been earning substantial money from Empire, these basic oversights suggested a level of personal disorganization that concerned those who knew him. 5 months later, another incident occurred in Orlando, Florida, where Bryshere and another man were accused of spitting on the floor of a store. The employee called the police, resulting in another arrest. These weren't the actions of someone thinking clearly or managing his life effectively.
At this point, I'm asking you, I need your ID. Because she's alleging that you're the one. This is the reason why we came over here.
After I give you my ID.
We're going to identify who you are, and then we'll go from there.
The most serious incident occurred in July 2020, when Bryshere was arrested on felony domestic violence charges involving his wife, Candace Jimdar. The situation was severe enough that it required a SWAT team and resulted in a 9-hour standoff at his Arizona home. Jimdar alleged that Bryshere had assaulted her for several hours and strangled her until she lost consciousness. During his arrest, Bryshere made statements that revealed his deteriorating mental state.
We do not condone domestic violence on this channel, you know. I don't. At the same time, women, stop antagonizing your man. Don't put your hands on your man if you don't want your man to put his hands back on you. It's not a fair situation. It's not right. And niggas shouldn't be having to go to jail because you decided that you wanted to put your hands on the man first. I'm just saying. Make it make sense. Make it fair. But for fellas, if you feel like you're gonna put your hands on the female, get your ass up and walk out the door. Like I said, I don't care if she walk after you. Start running. If she start running after you, run faster. Just get away, bro, because I'm telling you, it's not going to be worth the consequences that are going to be at hand once you put your hands on her. You know what I'm saying? She might learn the lesson, or she gonna call the cops and you gonna learn the lesson. Either way it go, keep your hands to yourself.
When police asked if he and Jimdar were married, he responded that they were kind of like that, but also had a relationship where they could be with other people.
So they had an open marriage.
Authorities later discovered they had actually been married for 9 months, suggesting confusion about his own life circumstances. Jimdar revealed to police that Bryshere suffered from bipolar disorder in addition to his ADHD.
They did that to him.
Refused to take prescribed medication. This explanation provided context for his increasingly erratic behavior, but also raised questions about what had triggered such a dramatic personality change in someone who had previously been stable enough to maintain a success.
If you're dry on cash,
listen up. Okay, here you can get up to $5,000 within 24 hours. No
I don't even know if I can say that.
No fine.
Previously,
can you say take the booty?
To maintain a successful television career,
and it changed his brain. That's what happened.
In 2021, Bryshere pleaded guilty to felony aggravated assault and was sentenced to 10 days in county jail and 3 years of probation. The legal system had now officially labeled him as a domestic, further damaging his reputation and making any future allegations against powerful figures less credible.
Yeah, they did that to him. Oh my God.
In 2022, he was arrested again for violating probation after another domestic disturbance. And in 2024, he faced trespassing charges in Florida. Each arrest reinforced a narrative of instability and violence that made it increasingly difficult for anyone to view him as a credible victim rather than a perpetrator.
His lips was all toe up.
By 2024, Bryshere Gray had reached a breaking point. Years of alleged manipulation, career destruction, and legal troubles had left him with nothing to lose and everything to gain by finally speaking his truth. According to multiple sources, he was preparing to file a $50 million lawsuit against both Will Smith and Sean Diddy Combs, alleging career sabotage and psychological destruction. The lawsuit, if filed, would reportedly detail specific incidents where both men allegedly forced Bryshere into non-consensual encounters.
Allegedly, right? But how many allegedlys are we gonna let Diddy and Will Smith get away with at this point? This is, man, All y'all had to do is just help this young man. Y'all already successful. Why do you need to sit there and break down mentally and physically and emotionally somebody that's looking to you for mentorship or looking to you for help? And this is how you help him? By taking his booty? Y'all is wild, bro.
They referred to as freak-off sessions. According to industry sources, these allegations would mirror the accusations made against Diddy by Cassie Ventura and other victims.
She's a whore.
Suggesting a pattern of behavior spanning multiple victims over many years. Jaguar Wright, who has been vocal about industry for over a year, has specifically claimed that Bryshere was among several young men who left Will's house screaming for help. She has accused both Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, of being involved in manipulating and exploiting young male artists under the guise of mentorship. The timing of Bryshere's...
You know what? That's what happened to August Alsina too. They sat there, tried to paint him as being having ADHD and being bipolar and all this other type of stuff. And then come to find out, Jada was using him as a pawn in an entanglement, which basically just means she effing off on her husband. You feel me? I wouldn't be surprised if Will, banged freaking August too.
Potential legal action coincided with increasing scrutiny of both men. Diddy was facing multiple lawsuits and federal investigation for and racketeering, while Will Smith's reputation had been damaged by the Chris Rock slapping incident and increasing speculation about his personal life.
That nigga slapped him.
For Bryshere, the
like
decision to potentially sue represented more than just seeking financial compensation. It was about reclaiming his narrative and explaining why a promising career had been systematically destroyed. The allegation suggests that after he threatened to expose what had been done to him, both men used their industry influence to ensure he couldn't secure acting roles or music opportunities.
Tell you ain't seen him.
The $50 million figure wasn't arbitrary. It represented compensation for lost career earnings, psychological damage, and punitive damages for the alleged coordinated effort to destroy his reputation and livelihood. Industry analysts noted that, if successful, such a lawsuit could open the floodgates for other alleged victims to come forward.
It's too late. They are already coming forward.
Pursuing such powerful figures carries enormous risks. Both Smith and Diddy have denied all allegations.
Of course they denied.
And have access to the best legal representation money can buy.
My thing is, usually I'm very open-minded to the fact that things could be a money grab and that people could just be on Diddy and Will Smith because they know that they got the financial means to be able to take care of whatever it is that's going on. But I kind of believe Bryshere in this one. There's no reason why he should have disappeared the way that he did. He was on top, bro. Like, that show Empire was swanging. So the fact that, these two names come up as the primaries, I don't know, man. At this point, pay the man.
They could easily argue that Bryshere's documented mental health issues and criminal history make him an unreliable witness. The question remained whether Bryshere Gray would follow through with his threatened legal action, or whether the same forces that allegedly destroyed his career would find ways to silence him permanently. His story had become a test case for whether Hollywood's most vulnerable victims could ever successfully challenge the industry's most powerful. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.
Man, that's bananas, bro. I don't even know what you're allowed to say or not say on here at certain points in a video, but at the end of the day, man, this is sad because the same people that you look up to and offer a helping hand to get you to the next level, it always somehow comes with a price, with an underlying humiliation. Like, for example, when they made him go on that lip sync freaking show and had him wearing a freaking polka dot dress with a blonde wig. Like, that is not cool, bro. And then come to find out, he was getting got $50 million. That's a big chunk, but it's $50 million worth your booty getting took? No, it's not. Forever, you will be mentally scarred. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying, but yeah, it's not a cool situation to be in. And prayers for Bryshere Gray. Hopefully things work out for him. Let me go back over here. Where we at? Actually, let me share the screen again one more time. Make sure y'all put y'all likes, comments, y'all share, subscribe, all that good stuff, so that way we can y'all don't miss out on any of the new streams that are happening. Like I said, I got one of my shirts on today. You see that ADED? It got a little patch right there too, embroidered. Quality, real thick t-shirt. I've had this shirt for like 5 months. It's still hella black. Ain't no peeling of the actual threadage and stuff. If you interested in any type of merchandise, we got a whole website right here for you. All day, every day, LLC.net. net. If you want to see the official website is .com. That's where you can get the background. It looks completely different from this. Let me see real quick. H&O coins, TV app. This is right here. What's your claim? Set up policies, breeze. That's my security guard stuff. I just got my security my guard card for California. So I'm trying to get in where I fit in over there too. Either way it go. All types of stuff, man. We got the onesies for the babies, purses, stickers, long sleeves with a hood. Got the t-shirt for the kids. I like that one a lot. Bikinis for the babies, for the ladies, dresses, socks, backpacks. Backpack is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That same background that y'all see behind me right now with the cloud graphic, you know what I mean? That's our mascot right there. So it's a cool backpack. $50. I got discount codes available. So if you're interested, let a brother know. Other than that, I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in to the stream. Like I said before, make sure that y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss out on the next video. And yeah, man, thanks for tapping in with your favorite dark-skinned friend with a beard, Eulogy. And until next time, we out.